Good evening, everyone. I am Mark, your fat friend.
And I'm James, your black friend.
And this is the Fat and Black Connection,
where we talk about anything and everything. Well, as long as it's interesting to ya boys.
Yes, indeed. It is March 11th, 2026. We are live. We are interactive. It is 8:02 p.m. Pacific. How you doing?
Good, bro.
How's the whole fatherhood thing going?
Good. I just built man. Okay, so somebody got us a changing table from our registry, right? It was cool. And then I got it and I opened it and I was like, oh no. It was a whole process. I got it built though.
Yeah, you generally have to build those kinds of things.
It was, yeah, but just the instructions were some of the most asinine instructions I've ever seen. Like, I was building pieces that didn't even come into play until towards the end. And I'm like, yo, how does any of this connect? I was building small pieces that didn't even come into play until, near more than halfway through the build. And I was like, why would you have me build that so early? But anyways, it is what it is, but it's all done. That was not an all-day project, but it was a many hours project.
Interesting. Well, I have something interesting to eat today, and I'm going to do it right now because it's something that needs to be cold, and I don't want it to melt.
Yeah.
So we went to Costco over the weekend.
Yeah.
And saw this and was like, yeah, got to try it. This is in Kinder Bueno drumstick, basically.
Interesting.
So
I am a security unit.
Kinder Bueno
comes in a wrapper of sorts with a little top thing.
Is that a cookie or something, or is it you can't eat that?
So this is what it looks. No, it's not. I don't think you're supposed to eat that because I don't think so.
Yeah. Oh, that'd be weird if you ate that.
Okay, so kind of slides out of the wrapper after you open it.
Oh, that's nice.
So it's kind of got a layer on top. Then it's got an ice cream layer, and then some chocolate and some waffle cone.
Is there a toy inside?
I hope not. find out.
That would be crazy.
Okay. So the top is like a hard, creamy, almost Nutella. The ice cream is, it's not chocolate, it's hazelnut flavored.
Interesting.
So it definitely tastes like a Kinder like egg inside. I don't know if I like it yet. Let's see.
Well, while you're eating that, I realized last week, and I think I might have said it on the show, I grabbed the wrong beer out of my beer kit. So tonight I'm doing, there we go, Midnight on the Mesa. This is a dark Mexican style lager. This is in collaboration with Deschutes Brewery. Deschutes. I swear I've heard of it before, but says Midnight on the Mesa. This dark Mexican style lager is inspired by the rugged beauty of Central Oregon's high desert. Oh, that's probably why I've heard of Deschutes, because it's in Oregon. Flaked corn lends a light, crisp body, while rich malt notes of toasted bread and subtle caramel add depth and balance. Smooth, flavorful, and endlessly crushable. I read that wrong. It's the perfect pint for winding down after a dusty trail or a long day's ride.
So there's something running down the middle of this.
What, like hazelnut cream or something?
It's hard. It's like
It's got a spine to it.
like you can kind of make out.
Oh yeah, it's a kind of. Is it like more cone or something? They make some weird cone that goes up.
I'm like trying to eat around it.
So you can see what it is.
Yeah, it looks like almost like a solid peanut butter thing, but I know it's not peanut butter. So that's not what they do.
Right, or maybe it's just a more hazelnut. But this is a dark style this is dark Mexican style lager. It's hops Northern Brewer, Tetnag, and Sterling. Ingredients: pure Idaho Pilsner, Vienna, torrefied maize, Cariplus, C40, at midnight wheat malts, oil, 113 yeast. It's look bright, clarity, golden amber brown with a creamy off-white head. Smell toasty and bready malt with notes of caramel, nutty accent, and a hint of chocolate and toffee. Oh, I thought that's a coffee I was about to say no. Feel medium light body with crisp finish, complex malty flavor of toasted bread, caramel, and a touch of sweetness balanced by a clean, snappy finish. This goes good with grilled and roasted meats like carne asada and carnitas. So let's pop this bad boy open. Oh, let's see.
I will say this is pretty much a solid chunk of chocolate, which is nice.
That's cool. Let's see here. Oh yeah. Good head. It actually looks lighter on the camera than in person. I smell that bread flavor. I smell that bread. I'm not really. Yeah, I smell the toasted bread. I don't really smell the caramel. But maybe that's in the taste. That's delicious. This is definitely a wind down beer. I feel it. That's good.
Well, I do have something to drink. It sounds like it's not going to be as delicious as what you're having. Maybe we'll see. This is Junho pineapple soju.
Oh, nice.
So this is 13.8% alcohol by volume.
Yeah, way more than mine.
This is doesn't really have any description aside from the fact that it's pineapple.
Oh, well.
So
Pop that bad boy open. Let me know how it tastes.
it does smell of, you know, that general soju or rice wine kind of smell.
Yeah.
With pineapple.
Okay.
So that's a good start.
There you go.
I'm gonna...
Nothing worse than saying something tastes like something and doesn't taste like something. Oh, that's real clear.
I feel like it's got just a very, very slight tint of yellow to it. Very slight. That's good.
Okay.
It is smooth. I mean, have I had you have soju when you're around?
Yeah, I wasn't a huge fan of it.
Especially if you don't have it chilled, it's a little harsh.
Yeah.
And it burns a little.
We did actually, you know what? No, I had
sake.
No, I had grape. We had soju at a sushi spot, and it was like grape.
At a sushi spot.
Yeah.
Interesting. Usually they'll have sake because that's Japanese. Soju is Korean.
Yeah, we had. I mean, it was some kind of like.
It was some kind of Asian.
It was some kind of, maybe it was a Japanese wine or something like that.
That would be sake.
No, it wasn't. But it wasn't. That's like, well, I guess it can. I guess it might be sake. I don't know. They're different. Are they? There's subtle differences, or like all different?
They are. I would say that they are
on par,
in the same realm, but generally sakes aren't flavored. They're usually just straight up.
Yeah, no, this was
soju is usually has some kind of flavoring to it normally.
Yeah, I don't know what I remember. It was grape. It was grape flavored, and it was actually pretty delicious. I have two food things. One actually I've been holding on to because I didn't have them last week, but the other one I found.
Oh, we got Daryl checking in. Fatherhood. Oh. I haven't listened since December. Those numbers don't add up.
No, they do. It's just you. You missed it 2 weeks ago. Go watch 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, 2 weeks back was when. Well, 3 weeks ago was when it happened. 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Oh, you finally got those.
Yeah.
Nice.
I hadn't seen these. I have. Well, I mean, also to be truthful, this was the winner too.
Yeah, you remember I had those. I don't know. I feel like it was like 6 months ago, maybe.
Maybe you did. All I know is that like I don't go to the store that often, and I happened to go to the store because I happened to go to Walmart neighborhood market because that's where I gave blood yesterday, and I wanted to go since I was at the neighborhood market. I wanted to go get a couple of the sweet potato pies that I love so much. Padley Bell sweet potato pie, shout out, sponsor us. That'd be awesome. So I get free pie. Anyway, and free like peach cobbler and stuff. Her stuff is delicious. Anyway, I found these and I was like, oh, okay. I don't know how I missed that, but
yeah, they are delicious. They are dangerously delicious. Yeah.
Oh my. Oh boy.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, I went through the whole bag in like 2 days.
oh man, that's not good for anybody.
No. Luckily, when I got them, it was when they were doing like it, not the winter. It was just 5 or 6 different flavors,
Yeah,
and so it was there, and then it was gone very shortly thereafter. And now that you're telling me they're back, I'm scared.
it might be a limited time thing, but
I hope so because
you
they're
know,
dangerous.
yeah, the bacon flavor, the cheese flavor, like it's. I'm not gonna lie to you. Ladies be doing some witchcraft, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Ladies be doing some witchcraft because there ain't no way with some of these flavors. Like, remember when they did like the Reuben and stuff,
Mm-hmm.
and you could taste like the meat, and it tasted like the au jus was like.
Yeah.
Run that. Okay. Anyway.
I don't know what they're doing over there. Well, and that's why there are some of them I won't try because I'm like it's going to taste too much like that. Because I don't necessarily think would be a good thing with certain things. But yeah, generally, if they say this is what it's going to taste like,
It tastes like that. Like remember the Reuben, the fries, the yeah. And anytime they do these flavored chips, it blows my mind how good that. Oh, the mac and cheese one. Yo, ridiculous. Anyways, and then I have these I'm gonna eat throughout the show, and I think I'm gonna start off with this one. So, Starburst has sour.
Okay.
I did not know about this. Girlfriend brought me these, and so I was like, oh. And so she said, "Are you gonna save them for the show?" And I said, "Yeah, bet I am."
I can't call her your girlfriend anymore. I have to call her your baby mama.
No, you do not.
No, I do though.
No, you do not.
But she is.
No, you do not.
These are facts, though.
No, you do not. That is no, absolutely not. 100% no. Anyways, it's very blue. This
sour
is
blue raspberry.
sour blue raspberry.
Now, on a scale from meh to warhead, how sour is it?
Oh, these are. You also have to remember my spicy and my sour all messed up. So, to me, these are on par. Oh, yeah, I can say that. These are on par with Sour Patch Kids.
Okay.
They are on par with Sour Patch Kids. Like that first initial taste of Sour Patch Kids before it gets real sweet.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're on par with Sour Patch Kids. I gave my brother some candy that I got, and he's like, "Oh, these are really sour," and I was like, "Oh." I mean, I guess they are more sour. That's the candy that I had a couple weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
I gave him one of the last ones because I was finishing up a bag, and he's like, "Oh, it's really sour," and I was like, "Is it?" And I was like, "Oh, I guess it kind of is, but yeah." And then I'll try the other 3 flavors throughout the show. So,
what are the other 3 flavors so you don't have to call them out as we go?
Oh, so the 4 flavors were raspberry. The next one I'm going to do is sour apple, then sour strawberry, and then sour watermelon. So, cheers.
Cheers.
Yeah, this beer is good, man.
Are you satisfied?
I am.
You will never be satisfied.
I hope you're satisfied.
So not that I would expect you to remember, because that's just you. Over the weekend was my wife and my's anniversary.
Happy anniversary.
Thanks. So I thought, it would be cool, right? To, do something interesting or fun together. And then, I didn't want to leave the kid out. So I got us all a Lego set or Lego sets.
Oh.
And well, let's just see if you can guess who had what and what the common thread is amongst them.
Okay. Castles.
Okay, cool.
All
so
right.
who had what?
Your daughter had the one in the middle.
Okay.
Your wife had Atlantica. And that's only because I know she likes the Little Mermaid and whatnot. And then you had the Disneyland castle, and that's because it came with a minifig of Mickey Mouse,
And it's not Disneyland.
Oh, is that Disney World?
Yep.
Oh, yes, yeah, it's bigger. Never mind.
Yes, that was the 50th anniversary castle.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was it was fun. The three of us we were sitting at the table and doing builds, and I started on mine first.
Is that is that a Lego set with the unicorns and stuff, or is that just like a that's a oh,
you're talking about the one in the middle, the kid? Yeah, that's a Lego set.
Interesting. It looks like just I had never seen that many, never seen unicorns set before, or
yeah. And the aerial, I gotta tell you, this one's a little weird. The hair, it's like kind of rubbery, nylon rubbery.
Yeah,
wasn't expecting that.
Oh, you were expecting it to be like the hard?
Yeah, that's what I mean. That's what it looked like in the picture. That's what I would have assumed.
Yeah. No, I think because I know I have I had. I don't know if I can. I gotta try and find it. But when for part of our secret, when I did Little Mermaid with San Jose Children's Music Theater or whatever, I was about to say Secret Santa, my Secret Star or whatever that was that we had.
Mm-hmm.
He got me a Lego set and it was had Ariel, and I think the hair was also that rubbery. Could have been, I think it was had the rubbery kind of hair.
So I also recently just purchased something. I haven't done this one yet, and I'm going to show you this video. And there's a reason that I got it and why I'm going to put it together, and I'll share that story on the backside. But here is this video where you can watch in essence, working cuckoo clock. Very large size dimensions, but ultimately made of this is not official Lego, but they are pretty legitimate Lego size.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's funny, this guy's chiseling the wood. But when I saw this, so my kid, I have a cuckoo clock from Disneyland. It was, my mom's, and she gave it to me years ago. And my kid has always really kind of been enamored with it, really liked it. And so when I saw this, I was like, oh, I got to get this for her. And it's like fully functional, fully works. You can hang it, you can, put it on a stand, but it plugs in and it fully works.
Oh, that's cool.
So I was like, okay, I'm gonna have to build this and hang it up in either her play area or her room, whatever she wants. But yeah, I thought it was so cool. And this company I had never seen before. They do a lot of really cool sets like this.
Yeah.
Fantasy.
Oh, interesting.
So I'm gonna see how this one goes, because if it goes well, if it builds well, if it's very aligned with truly Lego, there are a number of sets that I could see getting that they do that again they're just really cool. They actually, this company Fantasy has partnered with Peanuts, so they actually have a They have a Peanuts carousel. And what's even more interesting is actually Lego recently got the licensing rights for Peanuts as well, or at least for Snoopy and Woodstock. Have you seen that set that's coming?
No.
Let me see if I can find it real quick. Because I saw this set and I was like, oh man, I kind of like, I'm not a huge, Peanuts and Snoopy kind of person. Like, not knocking it. It's just, it's not necessarily my thing.
Right.
Let's see if I can make this any bigger. Yeah, big enough. This will work.
Oh,
But it comes with like the doghouse and Woodstock and typewriter. And then it also has an additional scene where it's like a camp background and campfire. And
nice.
so, I think it's a really cute set. Again, I'm not a huge Snoopy person, so I don't think I would get this.
Yeah.
But I thought it was really cool.
That's something I definitely could see getting that. If they came out with, if they had a Franklin one for sure. Franklin Armstrong.
How about if there was a release? Here's what I want. I want a Lego release that is a mashup of Peanuts and South Park, and it's Franklin and Token.
Ooh, 100%. I would be on that for sure.
Because that's who Token was based after.
They and they both have bass guitars.
Yes. That set comes out on June 1st.
Oh, nice.
And retail value will be how much?
This probably ended up being like 60, 65.
You're close. A little bit higher. It's going to be $89.99.
Jesus.
It is 964 pieces.
Yeah, I mean,
just shy of 1,000. Yeah, 1,000 pieces is usually around $100. So
yeah. Hey, keep talking. I'm gonna be right back. I need to go grab something else to drink. I need to grab a water or something, just because I am out of. I finished that beer way too fast. So. Yeah, I'll be right back. The fridge is right there.
Yeah. So for those of you that don't know and haven't been following along at home, James is actually broadcasting from his living room these days, rather than his bedroom, which is where he had been broadcasting from. So it should not take him long, so he claims. But I am continuing to drink my soju, but I'm going to add a little mixer to it for this round. I drank one of these way back. This is a sparkling strawberry juice beverage from Trader Joe's. So I think some strawberry pineapple might go well together. Let's see how they mix.
Oh, what's that?
I had this before. It's a strawberry.
Oh, yeah. I remember that.
From Trader Joe's. So I figured I'd do a little half and half, some soju and some strawberry juice. Oh, that is really delicious. Like there is no, I don't taste alcohol at all. Like this is dangerously good.
So it's like strawberry. It's like a strawberry pineapple.
The strawberry really overwhelms the pineapple. The pineapple was already faint. It wasn't an overwhelming pineapple.
Yeah.
So it's almost like it's gone in this. But so that makes it dangerous because I did a half and half.
He said, danger.
Oh, you might like this. Here's a new set that is coming soon, April 1st. No.
There's something about these like kind of blockheads I'm not a fan of.
Okay, because you got me.
I know I got you one, but that was like because it was I think that was Mando, right?
Mando and Grogu.
Yeah. That's the main reason I got it was because of that. And but like don't get me wrong, if they came out with the turtle set that wasn't these, that's also the reason that I don't have the That's also the reason I don't have the Mario Brothers sets, because I don't like.
So you haven't heard about the new Mario Lego sets that are coming. There's the new Luigi that just came out. So they had the Mario Kart, and now they're going to have the Luigi Kart. But they are also just announced Mario is finally getting a minifig. And
Okay, I can mess with that. That I can mess with.
So that's coming next year.
Yeah, I can mess with those. I'm not a fan. I was not a fan of the weird the blockhead things and the Mario sets that they had already out. I was not a fan of.
Ooh, you want to get some Nike Hustle D12 little kid shoes? $82. They're not Legos. They are kid shoes.
Absolutely not. I will never pay that much for a children's shoes. Get out of here.
I'm just saying, you've got one now, so you know.
But I'm not paying. Yeah, absolutely not.
What do you think of this poo? So I was excited when they announced that they were coming out with the first poo set, and then I saw this and I was like, "That's it."
I'm not. I think I already put it on. I think I put it on the wish list.
So what I will say I like about it is I like the honey pot, and that inside you've got a minifig poo and an Eeyore. I like that.
Yeah.
And this I don't get. Like I think it's cool that his head moves around, but I don't understand why his shirt opens up.
Oh, I didn't see that the last time.
Yeah, I don't like that. I don't understand that.
That's kind of creepy.
And I think Pooh's head is kind of creepy in general. I'm not loving it.
Yeah, I think I already put this on my wish list.
Now, have you seen the Piglet set?
Oh, I didn't know. I never saw a Piglet set.
So that one I actually like. Let's see.
Well, it looks like I'll be going on and adding that to my. Oh, that yeah. Oh, that's actually kind of cool. I would want. Yeah, I'm adding that to my wish list as well.
And it comes with the minifig.
Oh, and it's only $40.
And he has that inside the house scene.
Yeah.
So I like the Piglet.
Yeah.
I don't think. I mean, it still doesn't look quite right.
His ears look a little weird to me. I don't like the fact that they look like flower petals. But
I mean, I don't disagree with you, but I can tolerate that more. I just, like I said, his Piglet I think looks cute, where Pooh looks a little creepy.
I don't know. Pooh looks fine to me. I like that price.
Looks fine.
Yeah, I like that price tag on that one a lot.
I mean, yeah, the Piglet one is only $40, but it's also only 544 pieces.
Yeah, but I'm saying I just like that price set.
I mean, the Pooh set is 1,400 pieces, so of course it's going to be 3 times the price.
Right, but I'm just saying I think that I like that price point. You know how I am.
Yeah, you're cheap. I know.
No, not cheap. Frugal. Difference.
No. You ain't frugal. You cheap.
Anyways, I'm on the last Starburst, and I'm gonna dig in on these chips, which is probably gonna be a problem in itself.
I'm sorry, you've already had 2 of the other, so this is your last. So you've had 3.
Yeah. Save the best for last.
Sure, why not?
Watermelon. Oh, that's creepy. That's straight up. That's
what?
right off the bat. That had a watermelon taste.
It's creepy.
No, I've never had it. Something that comes off that fast. Oh wow, oh good.
So I don't know if you're aware, but our cruise is in 375 days.
275.
So in 10 days it'll be a year out.
Yeah.
So it is coming in hot, and it is coming.
I'll call my dad. I need to call my dad after the show, make sure to see if he's doing that or not, because I know.
Well, I know. I don't know if Daryl's still around, but I know Daryl. Last I talked to him, he was actually like, I might do that one.
Come on, Daryl. It'll be 2 Daryls on this trip. You
and
my dad. Daryl, meet Daryl.
I'm trying to. I don't see that going. If Daryl and I get along and like we're buddies, I don't think your dad will take to him.
See, that's the thing. Is my dad. So my dad didn't really. It's not that he didn't like you. It's just that
That he didn't like you.
he didn't say much to you. That's it. It's not that he didn't like you. It's just like he was like, yeah. Because I remember that like it was like 2 times I think you came to my house and my dad, I wasn't ready yet. I was just getting ready. My dad was there and you were like, hey. He's like, hey.
That is about the extent of whatever I've ever gotten out of you. Like, even as adults, when we had that party at your house for Aida years ago, and like coming over and talking to your dad and like, you know, making sure we're good and, you know, what his expectations were for the house after we're done with the party and everything. And he was just like, hey, yeah, just make sure you clean up. All right.
Yeah, no, but my dad, actually, you know what? No, I'm not gonna lie. My dad's he got older, he got cooler. So,
well, you know, part of that is living that divorced single life. You can, you know, you can be different. And, you know, adult dad is always going to be probably different than, you know.
Oh, yeah. And this guy had the nerve. He had the nerve to come at me crazy talking about what he's going to do for my son. I was like, what? You never did that stuff for me. He goes, yeah, well, I was like, oh, okay.
It's different though, man. Like,
Okay.
you know, I'm not defending. I'm just saying, I think there is a difference between, and you're going to experience this now, right? Like the way you might act with your friends' kids versus how you're going to act with your own kid. Like, you know, you might want to be cool uncle, but you don't want to be cool dad.
Yeah, maybe.
Anybody who wants to be cool dad is that dad that like buys you alcohol and everybody's like,
no, I don't
that's your
want
dad.
I definitely don't want to be that dad. I don't want, like, there was this girl, this happened years ago when I was working at Red Robin. A girl and her mom come in. They're sitting down in my section. You know, I do the greeting, everything. I asked for their IDs. You know, they ordered drinks. I asked for their IDs. Cool. Bring them their drinks. Bring them their food. Everything's good. There's another table. Younger guy and his girlfriend sitting there eating. And then the mom and daughter, they pay and leave. And this guy comes up to me, or calls me over to the table. I was like, hey, what's up, man? Like, can I get you anything else? And he's like, wait, hey, did you serve that girl alcohol? And I was like, yeah. And I was like, it felt weird because I was like, why are you asking me this? Like, I don't know you from, you know. And then like, I was like, yeah, you know, I don't know why I explained to him. I was like, check their ID. Everything was good. He was like, yo, she just graduated with me. And I was like, huh? And he goes, yeah, she just graduated with me from and I was like, oh, wow.
Well, so keep in mind there could be one of a couple things, right? She could be dumb as bricks, and it took her a while to graduate.
That's true. But then he proceeded to tell me that she was the girl who had the parties at her house, whose mom was actually the one buying the alcohol for said parties. So I was like, wow. And that was a conversation I had to have with my manager real quick. And she was like, no, I mean, yeah, that's but you checked the IDs, and I was like, yeah, and everything was good. And she was like, well, then you did everything you were supposed to do. You know.
No, and you know, I mean, that was kind of the same thing at Dave and Buster's. Like, you know, when I was there, we went through training on how to check IDs. I can very vividly remember there was this guy, his name was Buck. You might have known him from Maloney. He also known as Matt Rogers, Buck.
Oh, I was like, I never heard him called Buck, but okay.
Not Newark Memorial, Matt Rogers.
Oh, this is a different Matt Rogers?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
No, he
Okay.
went to Milpitas High with like Lance, and
Oh,
then
okay.
he spent some time at Ohlone. Anyways, good guy, but I can very vividly remember very early in my Dave and Buster's career where I was a doorman. You know, I was checking IDs, stuff like that, and it was a night after we closed. We were having a team meeting and talking about checking IDs and making use of the ID booklet that has all the different states. Because usually, if people are smart, if you're going to fake an ID, you fake an out-of-state ID. You don't fake a California ID if you're in California.
Unless you can get one of the legit ones.
Well, and then the question becomes: is it fake or is it repurposed, right? And so
there's the ones that you can scan. You can scan all the information. The information will just be wrong. Like your picture and stuff can be on it, but if you swipe it, like at some of the bars started doing, like later on, the information wouldn't be the same.
Yeah, and Tyrus is checking in. He says, James, I spoil everyone's kids. You've been warned. Now, the flip side of that is you can now expect that Tyrus should do something to spoil your kid.
Yeah, 100%. Now,
and if he doesn't, you are right to give him crap.
Okay, cool.
And Tyrus also went to high school at Milpitas High. We called him Buck since high school.
Okay.
No, different Buck. I guess you don't know him. I mean, like I said, I know he did do some stuff up at Ohlone for a minute. Anyways.
Yeah.
We're in this training, going over checking IDs. And he had this line, and Tyrus probably knows exactly what I'm talking about, where, this doesn't look like a real ID. It doesn't feel like a real ID. It doesn't smell like a real ID. It doesn't tear like a real ID. And it doesn't fly like a real ID. And it's interesting because back then I know I wouldn't be able to do it today because IDs have changed and there's a lot I'd have to go through, but I could tell immediately if it was a fake ID. Like the moment I had an ID in my hand, I could look at it and I could tell this is not real.
Right.
And so, the very simple thing for us to do was not to call them out or anything like that and just give it back. Sometimes we wouldn't, sometimes we would keep them, which we technically were legally in the right to do if we wanted to. But normally we would just give them back and say, hey, unfortunately I can't accept this as a valid form of ID.
Right.
Because again, the objective is not to put them on blast or anything like that. But if they started giving crap, that's where.
Yeah.
Well, and usually people would come with fake IDs at 8 p.m. on a Friday night.
Right.
Well, that's when we had off-duty cops working as actual security. So we would just say, hey, if you really want to push this, that guy is a San Jose PD. Let me call him over here. He can come take a look at it. And that's when they would just usually give up and walk away.
And FAFO before FAFO
was never a thing. Yes. And Tyra says, Matt Luckett told me to stop ripping IDs because it was destruction of property. Matt Luckett was one of the managers. I think he was a manager. I mean, he was before my time, which is interesting because I started at Dave & Buster's not long after it opened in Milpitas, but there was a lot of people that were not there by the time I got there that were referenced as opening team and opening staff.
Turnover was crazy.
But yeah, Tyra said, I replied with, why? Are they going to tell the cops? No.
He ripped my ID.
We used to get away with a lot of crap, frankly. Tyrus was Captain Save-A-Ho, just in case anybody out there was wondering or it was still up for debate. Tyrus is Captain Save-A-Ho.
Should I save her?
And he may finally admit it here. We'll find out, or if he's going to vehemently still deny 20 years later at this point. But we got away with a lot of stuff, and it was it was a very interesting time, especially when I started working there as a 19-year-old. There was a lot of authority and respect given to captains at doormen at Dave and Buster's. Like, truth be told, I was going into bars at 19 and drinking and never even being asked to ID because that's what I did. I was checking IDs at Dave and Buster's, so certainly I must be good.
Uh-huh.
And Tyra says it wasn't Matt, it was Larry Jackson, who again was a manager for sure. I know. And again, I never worked with Larry Jackson. It's interesting because there were these figures at this store that were like, I came into Dave and Buster's a year, 18 months after it opened. And there were all these figures that I would hear about that were like these amazing people, but they were like gone by the time I was already there.
And he still won't admit that he was Captain Sailor.
No, he ignored it completely, right?
Uh-huh. I saw it. He just ran right over that like it wasn't a thing.
I mean, I can't blame him. He denied it for so long. But anyways, it was good times. I still, to this day, when it comes to Dave and Buster's specifically, like, I don't know how recent it was, but it was really recent, probably in the last month or two. I had a dream about going back and working at Dave and Buster's, like who I am and as I am today, and like going in, and there's still all these people I know working there, even though I know they're all gone, right? I don't think, maybe there's one person who's still there.
Maybe.
I'm not sure. I haven't heard if the GM is still who it was not that long ago, who was there. The hilarious part is Tyrus and I trained this guy when he came in as a manager. We trained him on how to be a captain, how to be a doorman, because back then the managers at Dave & Buster's had to go through a process of learning every single position.
Yeah.
Right? You had to work as a captain. You had to work as an arcade tech. You had to work in the kitchen. You know, every job you had to do for a certain amount of time and get signed off on before you could move on. So I can very vividly remember this guy who is a GM, or it was a GM last I checked, at Milpitas. But when I was there, I remember because you usually started as a captain first.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember training him on the mall door, the mall entrance, and how to be a captain, how to check IDs, and what we did, and blah, blah, blah.
Oh, yeah. I forgot you guys had that mall entrance.
Yeah. But yeah, I still dream of that place for some reason, and like going back and working there, and I don't know why. Like, I loved that job, don't get me wrong, but
you've done so much more since.
Yeah. Well, and I would never go do that.
You know what? I think it's because you had I think that's where you first had the first, that the light really clicked. I think that's probably why.
I do think of that as my first job in my professional career.
Yeah.
And I know a lot of people don't think of restaurants that way, but I mean, while it was a restaurant, a bar, I mean, that for me, yeah, my first 18 months there, I was a captain, I was a doorman, checking IDs and stuff. But I very quickly switched to working in the back in the cash room and working with accounting and doing HR, and then becoming, a budget analyst or a business analyst. And so while yes, it is a restaurant, a bar, arcade,
there's so much more to go.
There is a true business aspect to that kind of business and industry.
Yeah. So, I mean, I think that's, again, like that was like your first real foray into what did I say?
You said foray? I
How is
assume
it?
you meant soiree or
no, not soiree.
What do you mean?
Like your first steps into like your leadership and stuff. That's why I said foray.
It is true that at Dave & Buster's is where Tim, the GM, probably one of the best GMs I ever had in the if not the best GM I ever had in the restaurant industry, made all of us that were, department heads or above, read like leadership management type books on how to become a more effective, better leader. And That's where I first read 1 Minute Manager and Who Moved My Cheese and stuff like that.
Who moved my cheese?
Have you ever read it?
No.
Yeah, not surprising.
It's just
But-
that's a funny title.
Um,
It's about like having things in their place, because if you move something like that, it can add time to. It adds time, like just for making a burger. It's like they move the cheese. There's a reason they have the cheese in a certain spot. So you just,
yeah, to an extent.
Yeah.
So speaking of work and industry, and we're going to come back and talk about the cruise a little bit more in a couple of minutes because I still want to talk about it a little bit more. But before we do that, since we're talking about work and everything,
how did we get off of that? We just went super. Anyways, whatever.
I don't know.
It happens on the show.
Yes. But I mentioned before the show, I'm working on a project. So for those of you that don't know, on top of everything else that I do, I'm also back in school trying to finish out a degree, right? And so one of the classes that I'm taking right now is on organizational behavior. It's, about workplace management, right? And I have to write an essay, I guess, on the workplace and people in the workplace. So I've put together this little survey of questions that I'm going to ask James.
Who are the people in your workplace?
And James, I want you to answer these honestly.
Okay.
You don't have to divulge anything about your actual workplace or anything like that. But I am going to be taking notes. The first question I would ask is, what name? It could be your actual name. It could be a pseudonym. Could just be a role or title. How would you like me to reference you when I write this out?
Oh, you can use my name.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what is your title? Is it just agent? Like, I know there's more to it. But...
No. So TSO, Transportation Security Officer.
And what is the work setting that you would say you're in, or industry? Like, obviously you work in an airport. Would you say security?
Yeah.
Okay. And how long have you been doing that job?
Almost
now?
4 years.
Close enough to 4 to call it 4?
4 in April. Yeah, it's close enough because I think next month I believe.
All right. So on a scale from 1 to 10, how satisfied are you with your job?
Like at the current moment,
just a scale to 1 to 10. Yep.
Like 7.
Okay. On a scale from 1 to 10, how satisfied are you with your workplace environment?
8.
Interesting. Are you expected to present yourself in certain ways to customers, clients, or the public?
Yes.
Can you elaborate on like how if,
so basically what we're focused more right now, I guess we're more focused on customer service.
Okay, and what does that mean?
Oh, it's just being, I guess more friendly, I guess. I don't know. They want to, like, when you come up, for example, when you come and present your ID and stuff, we're supposed to give a greeting. So basically every position you're supposed to basically greet the person and then thank them afterwards. Like in some cases, not every position can really do it, but for the most part, you're supposed to engage them in just niceties as you know.
Okay. Are you expected to follow a script when you interact with the people?
No. I mean, it's not a. Oh yeah, no, because the way I greet somebody is different than the way somebody else greets somebody.
Well, it's not just about a greeting, like in general.
Oh no, we don't. I mean, oh well, lies. Well, it's not a script per se. There are advisements that we do have to give people. Like if we have to do a pat down, we have to tell them, what, like, especially if we do a full body pat down, we need to give them their, what we call advisements.
Is that like reading Miranda rights or
No, it's just letting them know, hey, this is, we're gonna do a pat down, all like
I'm going to touch inside your crotch and
so like I can actually give you this because this isn't like insider stuff, and like people will have heard this if they've got pat down before. But basically, like for example, like there's people that don't want to come through the scanner, so we'll say, okay, I go, so we're gonna do a full body pat down, all closed sections. I'll use the front of my hands, sensitive areas as the groin and the buttocks. I will use the back of my hands. I would do up and down on the buttocks, left, right, up, down on the groin, one hand on your hip, one hand on your inner thigh, go up to meet resistance and come down. I'll do that 4 times, 2 times in the back, 2 times in the front. And then, I ask them if they have any internal external medical devices, if they, or if they want to have a private screening instead of doing it out, or are you good doing it here type deal. And then they'll let me know that, and then we proceed.
just out of curiosity, just because there's the front of the hand, back of the hand statement. What's the difference? Is it a perception thing? Like, do people think?
Well, so like because I guess they're like, so for the front, like, so if I'm doing the chest, I use the front of my hands, or if I'm just doing like
You said sensitive areas, right? So if you're touching a woman's breast,
oh no, so but that's I wouldn't be doing that. Like the women, they have a whole. I'm just talking about from my. I know the women have a whole thing where they're talking about they use the back of a hand on the breast and they do like a swooping thing.
You're only allowed to do men?
Yeah. So it's basically like
women, like sexual discrimination to me.
Well, I think it's more of a.
There is no genders. Like aren't we all like? What if it's a person who was a man that thinks they're a woman, or what?
That's happened. Now that's happened.
Okay, so what happens in those situations?
So there was one point in time where I patted down. What they presented themselves was they presented as a male. So I did the pat down. They didn't say anything, and so I did the pat down, and I was like, oh, I was like, oh, and then they didn't say anything, and I was like, and like I was like, oh, that I should have had, and they didn't. It was just like a quick. It was like a quick thing. They alarmed, and so I took care of that. I had another person that came through, and they alarmed, and I was like, hey, I got to do a pat down there, and she was like, oh, I'm a girl, and so my partner stepped in, and so like we've had moments where. Like,
can a person request what they would want? Like, could a woman that's like super sexually charged and wants a man to feel her?
I mean, they could request it, but I don't know if that would happen. Like, I truly don't think that would happen. I've not encountered that situation. I've had guys that are like, oh no, I want her to pat me down, and I'm like, bro, shut up. You're being dumb.
Well, what if that same guy said, I identify as a woman?
Then we would have, I mean, that would be, we'd probably call the supervisor at that point and just be like, hey, like, what are we doing? And,
see that, like, I hate our society. That's so interesting. Okay. Sorry. That was tangential. That had nothing to do with this.
Yeah, no, I was just saying that's, yeah.
All right. Are you?
And actually, just real quick, we have had that happen, and the guy was like, but he was just being a dick the entire time, anyways. So it was like when he was like, "No, I present as I'm a woman," and we're like, "Bro, like, stop!" Like he had been a jerk from the time that since he presented his ID all the way through, and it was he was a pain.
Are you expected to encourage, support, or comfort others as a part of your job?
Not required, but like we've had people that like we've had people coming through that are having really bad times, man. I remember I had one young lady who was I don't really know a whole lot of what she was going through at the time, but she was just kind of crying, and she was just, And so we were just trying to be encouraging to her, like, hey, you're good, like, type deal. We had one lady who just found out she was literally flying back to, I can't remember where. Oh, she was flying back home. I can't remember where she was from, but she had just gotten news that her son had been shot. And so like she's trying to hold it together and
So you're just being a human. It's not.
yeah, no, it's not like I'm required to be, be nice, like to be like, oh, you're good. Like
And they're not giving you any training on doing that or anything.
no,
right?
it's literally just being, yeah, just like when people are going through some stuff, like just be kind, man. Yeah, basically just being a human. So I mean, it's not like it's not an expectation, because there's some people that just really would give two F's what you're going through. I can be honest with you telling you that, but like, yeah, for the most part, we're humans still. At the end of the day, we're not robots. And so like when people are going through stuff, and especially if they, they tell us that they're going through stuff, we try and at least, be kind and be human to them,
Are you expected to smile or appear positive even when you don't feel that way?
No, I mean, it's not. I guess that kind of goes back into the customer service standpoint, where like for me, I'll pretty much smile even though I may not even really be feeling it. But it's, I wouldn't say it's an expectation, but if you at least look like you're enjoying your job, it helps people be I guess more compliant, I guess you would say.
Okay. Do you feel stress when you have to show emotions that are different from how you actually feel?
Not really.
Okay. Can you give an example of a time where maybe that has happened? If you don't have one, that's okay.
What do you mean?
I mean, has there ever been a time at work where you felt like you had to put on a happy face, even though maybe you weren't feeling happy, and it caused you stress?
No, yeah, no, it was never really like it caused me stress. Like it's like it sometimes irritating, but that's about it.
Okay. When you feel work-related stress, how does it affect you emotionally or physically?
I mean, I try not to really let it affect me. I try and just push through it. Um, but yeah, I mean, I think if anything, it's just, uh, I think it's just kind of I kind of try and let stuff that happens at work kind of roll off my back. I think I've only had one moment where like this guy was literally just kept digging and digging and digging, and I finally kind of lost it. Um, but I had somebody come up and just like, just walk away, James, and I'll take care of it or whatever. So I've only had that happen. I've done that for other people. Like I've done that for other people where I'm like, hey, just I'll you know what, take a walk. I'll take care of this. But there's only been like one time I think that's happened to me.
Okay. What strategies do you use to manage or cope with emotional stress at work? And so you said that you try not to let it get to you, but the reality is everyone
Yeah.
gets stressed at work.
No,
So
I mean,
what do you
like,
do to cope or manage?
you know what? Sometimes it's just, just it's almost a fake it till you make it type mentality. Like, you know what? I'm not feeling great. I'm gonna put on a smile. I'm gonna try and push through.
You need to go see a psychiatrist because that is extremely mentally unhealthy.
No, I mean, like it's like I said, that doesn't happen too often. At least for me, it doesn't happen too often where I'm just like I'm so over it. But like, even in those times when I'm kind of over it, I try and just like make I'll tell a joke, or I'll just, sing a song, it just to kind of lift my spirits.
All right, last question.
Mm-hmm.
Do you believe emotional expectations are clearly communicated by your employer?
Emotional expectations.
Yeah, so while you might be great at handling stress and dealing with things, do you feel that your employer has clearly conveyed, if you're feeling stressed, do this, or if X, do Y?
Yeah. Not always. I mean, we do have a number that we can call, like, that if we're having those kind of um I guess breakdowns. There we have a number that we can call that they can get you in touch with help and such like that. But yeah, it's not like they're constantly out there doing that. We had, like, I know we have what is that? I know, like, is it Suicide Prevention Month or something like that? Or
Okay.
whatever that is. Like, there's those, like, during that time, we'll have videos and things like that, and it's like, hey, if you're ever, and that's when they throw those numbers up. Hey, if you're feeling stressed out or things like that, call this number and we can get you in touch with such and such to get you back, type of thing. So
Okay.
yeah.
Well, that is all my questions. Thank you.
No problem.
Switching gears off of the heavy stuff, let's get back to talking about the cruise. So right now, if you have some vacation time you want to use this year, they're offering great deals for cruises to the Bahamas right now. Vacation starting at $349. That's amazing. Now, yeah, that's probably an inside room, and it's probably for a 4 or 5 day cruise. But let's take a look. Let's see right now what they got going on the Bahamas. Just out of curiosity, for the cheapness, we'll just do Bahamas, and we'll sort by low to high. And yeah, so that $349 that they're referencing is for a 3-day cruise. But let's see, a 4-day is $389. A 5-day is $549. So if you've got a weekend to burn, let's take a look at the dates and see what they got. So yeah, that's an inside room. Yeah. But they are offering free upgrade to balcony. So you just pick an ocean view room and you get a balcony room for that price. So just taking a look, because I'm curious, right? So it's an ocean view, $379. Actually, you could get just a guarantee ocean view at $349 if you wanted. You might have a terrible view, like you could be looking at one of the tender port or one of the tender ships, but let's see, what is the itinerary on this one? It is Miami to Nassau and back. But again, if you just want to get away for a couple days, this is coming up very quickly, March 27th, so just a couple weeks from now.
Yeah.
But ain't nothing wrong with that if you've got the time and you just want to get out there. It includes free and limited open bar too.
Right.
So if you just want to, go spend 3 days out on a ship and get wasted, why not?
All right, man.
But let's take a look at our cruise, see what it's looking like right now that we're going on. So we're going out of Jacksonville, Florida, in March of next year. Come on. The way I always remember ours is it's this beautiful scene. But right now, the cheapest for our cruise is, and again, this is a 5-day out of Jacksonville. So you can get an inside room on the cheap for $689. I always recommend go balcony, $1,049. Yeah, it's $350, $370 more, but having that balcony, I don't know. I mean, you went on the most recent cruise you went on, you had an inside room.
Yeah.
From your perspective, and that was an Alaska cruise. Do you feel like you wish you like, especially if you were with somebody else, like right now, right? Like if you were with your baby, I mean your girlfriend, would you want to be in the balcony? Would you be good with doing an inside room again?
I mean, at this point, yeah, I would definitely want to have a balcony, or at that point, but like it was just me. So like I had the inside room was perfect. Excuse me, sorry. I had the TV that I could see. It was like a window, quote unquote. Now it's cool. But yeah, I mean, it wasn't something that I absolutely needed. The most, I just wanted to be able to go on the cruise and enjoy myself, and that I did.
So, and that's where everyone's a little bit different, right? Like you did not spend any time in your room except for sleeping, right?
For the most part, I think I remember I took a nap. I chilled in there for a few hours just because there was nothing really going on that I wanted to do, and I watched some TV and stuff like that. But most of the time, it was, when I would get down there and I might sit around for a little while before I fell asleep. But other than that, like I said, it was sleeping and not much else.
Yeah, where depending on what's going on, I'm good with just hanging out in my room, sitting on the balcony, watching the waves, watching the sunrise or set. So, to me, I find, to a degree, some solace in my room, right? Like I'm not, always out doing something and hitting the club or going to the club or, hanging out at the mojito bar or something, right? Like I very often, especially on this last one, the Hawaii cruise, we had a bar right outside of our room, basically. I'd go over and I'd grab, a strawberry daiquiri or a mudslide, and I'd go back in the room and go sit on the balcony.
Yeah, I mean, like, if that had, I think also one of the main things was that there was nothing. I had to leave my room I didn't have to leave my room, but there was a couple times I brought food down to my room, and I had that later. Like I said, because of the way that the inside room, the studios were set up, we had our own kind of our own little lounge area that had snacks and fruit and stuff like that. So I'd go down there, grab some fruit, or some little cakes, things, and I'd come back to my room and I'd chill for a little bit. And then, while I'm getting ready for the day, like getting a shower in or whatever, and I'd have, and might have some stuff. So when I came back at the end of the day, I have a little snack or something. So.
Yeah, see, and the nice thing that you're going to find with this cruise, because you are doing a suite, is you're going to have a butler, and you will get snacks brought to your room as much as you want. You don't need to go get them. If you want M&Ms in your room, they'll be there all the time. If you want, whatever, there's a list, and I'll send you this because you don't have it. But, there's a list of things you can request. You want 6 o'clock, you go into your room, you want your bubble bath, it'll be there, it'll be ready, It is one of those nice luxuries about staying in a suite. Yeah. But going back to right now, $1,049 for a balcony room. They're not huge, but what you're really paying for is that balcony.
Yeah.
If you can, I can't stress enough that suite life is where it's at. Right now, a suite, it's twice the price as a balcony. And that's for a family suite. Family suites on this ship do not have a balcony. Important to call out. They are nice. They are big rooms. They've got a number of windows, floor to ceiling windows, which is good if you've got really little ones and you're worried about the balcony situation.
Yeah.
But if you can, right now, there are still aft-facing balconies and forward-facing balconies available. And for $23.49 per person, that's not bad at all, especially for, again, with the suites, you're going to have an exclusive restaurant for breakfast and lunch where it's high-end food, high-end buffet. You're going to have, butler service. You're going to have priority embarkation, disembarkation. It's just, it is different. It is the thing you're going to find, James, I think, is that after this cruise, you're never going to be able to go back. Like, you might not need to go full blown Haven because this isn't full blown Haven. But I don't think you're ever going to be able to go back to like an inside room after this.
Oh yeah. I mean, I think that was just, I don't know. I think that was just to be able to be there type deal.
But so this cruise is coming March 21st to the 26th, 2027, a little over a year out. Prices are still good, still plenty of rooms. Being a part of our group, you're going to get an additional 10% off whatever the price is. So right now it's, $20.99, take $200 off basically. So it's $18.99.
Oh.
That's pretty darn good for a suite with all of the amenities and privileges you're going to get for that. One of the things I wanted to look at real quick, since we were talking about, where's our room? And we looked at it before, the deck plan for the Dawn, but I didn't look in detail enough when we were looking at deck 10, which is where we're staying. So this is, of course, on the Norwegian Dawn. Where is the deck plan? I don't want any of that stuff. I want the deck plan. There it is. All right, deck 10. That's where we're staying. And we're staying at the back of the ship. So deck 10 is a bunch of rooms. So open to below, lots and lots of rooms. So we don't have a bar on our deck. So where is the closest bar for us? It's probably deck 11. Nope, that's all rooms. What about deck 9? Nope, that's all rooms. 12? Okay. So we'd have to go up 2 floors to the bar here at the Topsider Bar and Grill. Go up 2 floors, get some drinks, go down, walk down 2 flights, or take the elevator down 2 and then walk to the back. So it's not terrible.
No.
2 flights isn't bad. It'll definitely be faster to go up the stairs than it would be to go up an elevator. Because we're already up that high, catching an elevator will probably be easy to go down.
Yeah.
So
sometimes it's just easier to take stairs on these things because the elevators are always kind of packed up depending on.
So that's another thing, James, about the Haven. At some point, hopefully you'll do the Haven, because Haven has generally dedicated independent elevators for just the Haven people.
Trash elevator.
On the newer ships, it's not the trash elevator.
Oh, really?
It truly is. The Haven guests have their own elevators.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like you've got to like badge in to get on the elevator.
Yeah.
And you've got to badge again to get to the floor you're trying to go to. So it's not like you can get on the elevator and you can hit, I want to get off on deck 7, but then you got to badge again. Oh. And so you might be able to slide in behind somebody, right? But if you hit deck 7, you try to badge and you don't got one, it's going to go boom.
Hell, I'm stuck.
So that is coming 275 days. Very soon.
375 days.
375 days, yes. I did finish my whole bottle of soju.
And I damn near almost finished that entire bag of chips.
Did you really?
Well,
yeah. You're gonna finish that before you go to bed.
No, actually, I have to save some because
For what?
Because
So you don't feel like a fatty? What?
no, that, but also I know she's gonna want to try some.
Gotcha. I was worried you were going to say it's for the kid because,
No, he has zero. He'd be gumming.
well, I
He
mean,
can't
you
actually
could
have.
puree it, in a NutriBullet or whatever.
Well, that's not for that. I gotta wait a few more months for that. You want some chips?
So, on the downside of the show, at work, we're currently going through a hiring, recruiting process.
Hooray!
Looking for some new auditors. It's going swimmingly. We're hopefully I'm hoping, make some offers early, middle of next week.
Oh, good.
So it's been an interesting process. I've done interviewing with the state. I've been on panels. I've done, been a part of different interview recruitments, things of that nature with the state before. But I will say taxation has their own way of doing things that is somewhat different than other places. So not bad, just different. So it is interesting trying to learn the lay of the land because both of the times I've been with taxation in the past, I wasn't a supervisor or manager, right? Like I was just an auditor, grunt work kind of thing, right? So I didn't have to deal with the people aspect, the hiring and the firing and things of that nature. So there is a learning curve for this department because they are different, very different than some of the others. But in general, I've been in this new role now for about 6 weeks, and it's interesting.
Yeah.
How about for you at work? I know you guys still aren't getting paid.
Yeah. We started. Yeah, we got, like I said before, we got new bids. I got a new supervisor. I have. She's not a new manager for me because I had her before, but she's now back.
She's back, or she's now on your shift again?
No, not. She never.
She left, and
she didn't leave. She didn't leave. She left the checkpoint.
Okay, so
she went to
back. Like when I hear back, it means they like.
No. I mean, like, so. I mean, when I say back, I mean that last shift bid. Well, the managers don't. They do like a year. So she was there, and then she like went to another checkpoint, and now she's back after they rebid. Like that's what I meant. That's what I mean by she's back. My new supervisor had a sit down with him the other day. Cool guy. I was a little concerned because I'd had the same supervisor. This was technically third time having him because I had him when my first real shift bid after I had been certified on everything. He was my first supervisor, and then when I came over to Terminal 3, where I've pretty much been, he was my supervisor there, and he was my supervisor for like the past year, maybe longer. And so, actually, man, might have been like a year and a half. Anyways, beside the point. So getting somebody new, it wasn't like I was tripping off of it, but I was like, man, is this guy gonna be cool, or is he gonna be, how is he gonna be? And like I said, sat down, meeting with him, cool, we get along great. So, I see we'll have a good working relationship.
Good.
Yeah. And like I said, I know I know the manager. I've had her before. And so she's always very helpful, always very accommodating, tries to help everybody out when she can. It'll be a little different because now, like the manager that we had, he went over to a new checkpoint, but he made a point every time he came in,
And this is something that I told him. I said, you have no idea how much at least I appreciate it. I think other people appreciate it as well. He would just come in and be like, hey, good afternoon. You know, anything you need from me. Thanks for coming into work. And, you know, and that was just simple. Hey, how you doing? You good? You need anything from me? Nope. And, you know, most of the time it was nope. Or if we needed to talk to him, yeah, I need to talk to you later, or I need to have a chat with you. He's like, cool, come see me later and we'll get that taken care of for you. And things like that. And so like, that's something that I know I will miss, because it was very, it just something that simple made a world of difference, at least for me. Like, I don't know. So he said there was a couple people that didn't like that. I guess, I don't know. But like, for me, it was very just like, hey,
some people probably see it as disingenuous, right? Like that you don't. And again, I mean, there are a lot of people out there from an employee perspective that don't take advantage of that opportunity, right? That they don't want to share what they're thinking, what they're feeling. Like they almost see it as like you're pandering rather than you're being genuine. So, you know, I think, because I'm that way, right? Like I try to, with my people, let them know I'm there for them, as much or as little as they want, right? Like you know my philosophies. You've worked for me. Like, you know, I don't believe in the golden rule, right? Golden rule says treat others the way you want to be treated, right? I believe in the platinum rule. Platinum rule says treat others the way they want to be treated. And part of that comes back to learning and knowing your people so that you can do that. Mm-hmm. And a lot of supervisors think you can just do blanket statement.
Yeah, and I think, and you know, that's something I learned as well. It's like you can't manage everybody the same.
Nope.
Because there's some people you can be straight up blunt with, and that's just the way, and it's cut and dry. Hey, you're being stupid. Stop it. Mm-hmm. And they're like, oh, okay, cool. There's other people, if you say, hey, stop, you're being stupid, stop it, they'll be like,
yeah, right. Like and similarly, there are some people that when it comes to like managing or coaching, right, you can just have a conversation and it fixes the bad behavior. There are other people, you got to write them up. There are other people, you got to have a damn come to Jesus conversation, right?
Yeah.
But you know, again, everyone's different, and the best supervisors, the best managers I've ever worked for, learn how to work with different people.
You have to. I mean, like, I think that was one of the things is that when, you know, for example, like when we both moved over to Fremont, that was a ton of different personalities.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, there was like Brian, you just had to kind of tell him what to do. And it was kind of like, whatever. He just can fly on his own.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas like, then there was like, Jamie, who you kind of had to, because she kind of would get on everybody's nerves. But you kind of had, so the way you talk to Brian isn't the way you talk to Jamie. The way you talk to Jamie isn't the way you talk to me. The way you talk to me isn't the same. Well, actually, me and Kevin, you could pretty much talk the same way too. You know, or oh man, what was her name? I can't remember her name anyways. But yeah, there was just the way that different people worked.
Esmeralda?
No, not Esmeralda. She worked in the with Kevin in the room. I just blanked on her name. But anyways, but yeah, so like the way that those things, you know, the way that you could talk to different people and the way you learn to work with other people, the way, you know, I learned to work with other people, it was just like yeah, that's the thing. That's real life.
Yeah. And you know, the thing that I can say, blanket statement for the state of Nevada from an employer perspective, from my observations of I've worked at a number of agencies, is, you know, they have a tendency to promote somebody who's a really great X,
but not a good leader.
You're going to be a great supervisor.
Yeah, and that's the thing, is that leadership is not for everybody.
No.
leadership is not for everybody. There are some people that can absolutely, they do a great job at it. Like even some of the people I work with, they are great officers, but their leadership skills are something to be desired.
Yeah, I don't know. It's hard because, you know, there are people out there that aren't great, effective supervisors, leaders, whatever, but can become that if given the time or the
Oh
opportunity.
yeah, absolutely. I think, yeah, if you get, there's, I mean, you know, like when I started floor supervising, I just literally, I kind of stepped into it. I said, hey, I want more responsibility. They gave me more responsibility, and I learned how to step up to that. There were people that kind of learned how to push my buttons, and you know, and some of them were very effective at first, and then it was like, oh no, we're not playing that game. You know, so I mean, so there was a curve, there was a learning curve for me, but like I said, in other supervisor, as I grew, also I think learning some of my style from you, you know, working with you, living with you, there was certain things I just naturally picked up, and so that in turn kind of helped me along the way when, you know, in different positions that I was working. So
with all that being said, I did want to hear now at the very back end of the show, I wanted to share a video that I made over the weekend. As you know, and other people may know, I worked on a project for the state where I worked with some really good people, and I worked with some really bad people. But one of the really good people that I worked with is actually running for a political office.
oh, nice.
And you know, he reached out because actually in where he's running for this office, there are some things where the stuff that him and I worked on actually is extremely relevant to the political atmosphere right now. That area where he's working, they're having actual like financial accounting type issues. And, you know, we worked on a financial accounting software. So anyways, I wanted to show this video that I made for him really quickly. Just I'm not promoting him. This is not like, but this is what a good, effective person, this is how they should, in my opinion, kind of be spoken of. Hi, my name is Mark Helton. Where'd it go? Did it start?
It did start and then it stopped.
I worked in the Nevada State Governor's finance office. Hold on. I got to make that. Hold on. That is not working. Let's try that here. I hate this thing sometimes. Here we go. I think. Hi, my name is Mark Helton, and I worked in the Nevada State Governor's finance office on the Core NV ERP modernization project, where I served as the state's architect for the financial system. In that role, I was responsible for designing the chart of account structure, budget control framework, and financial data conversion strategy. During that project, I had the opportunity to work closely with Sanford Hess, and I can say without hesitation that he is one of the most capable government technology and financial systems professionals I've ever worked with. Sanford played a critical role in helping us tackle some of the most complex parts of that implementation, particularly around cost accounting for NDOT, budget controls, and the conversion of financial data into the new ERP system. Anyone who's worked on a statewide ERP implementation understands how challenging that work is. It requires not only deep technical expertise, but also a strong understanding of how government operations, budgeting, and financial management actually function in the real world. Sanford brings all of that to the table. And what stood out to me working with him was his ability to translate complex financial and technology challenges into practical solutions that government leaders can actually use to run their organization more effectively. That kind of experience is what you want in someone responsible for overseeing government operations. Based on my experience, working with him on a project of that scale and complexity, I believe Sanford Hess has the knowledge, the leadership, and the collaborative approach needed to serve Champaign County extremely well. And that is why I am proud to support Sanford Hess for Champaign County Executive. So yeah, I mean, when you work with someone that you develop an immense respect for, like, it's easy to want to do something like that for them.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you know, you and I occasionally we do this thing called Civil Civics Connection, where we talk about politics and stuff. And you know, as we say there, right? Welcome to Civil Civics Connection. I'm your right-leaning friend Mark, and you're the left-leaning friend James, right? And those are realities. Like, you know, I am more fiscally conservative than you, socially moderate, right? But just putting it out there, like, as you know, like, I don't vote based on a D or an R. I vote based on the person, and do I believe in them? Do I believe what they're saying? Do I believe they're going to deliver on what they say?
Yeah.
Sanford's a Democrat. And if I lived in Champaign County, Illinois, which is where he's at, I would easily vote for him.
Oh, did he move?
No, that's where he lived.
Huh?
That's where he lives.
Oh, but
Yeah.
he's working on the.
So he worked for CGI, the company that that we were working with to implement.
Got you. Okay, I was a little. Okay, now I get it. I thought that he lived out here. I was like,
no, he actually only
where's Champaign County?
Yeah, he only physically came out here once, which was the couple days leading up to go live and a couple days right after go live. Otherwise, all of my interactions with him were like remotely, kind of like this,
video calls and stuff.
Yeah,
but you still, but he still had a presence through those video calls, which is damn. Yeah. For somebody to have presence through video call is that's a skill in itself.
Well, and half the problem with projects like that, or in general, is people that know what they're talking about versus talking about what they know. And what do I mean by that? Well, Sanford knew the stuff and could talk about it. He didn't just read a book or whatever and then talk about it. Like, he actually had like practical real life experience with dealing with these things.
Yeah, that's nice.
You know, I could explain, hey, here is how the state of Nevada does XYZ. How do we get that outcome? And he, because of his experience, his life experience and everything, he could say, oh, okay, while that's not how we necessarily do things here in Champaign County, Illinois, right? I can understand what you guys are trying to achieve, and I understand the system advantage and how it works. We can get you that outcome. It might not be the same way you're used to doing it. There might be some differences, but we can get the outcome, which is what really matters.
Right.
So anyways, I wanted to take a minute to give a shout out to Sanford. He is a great guy.
Yeah, that's awesome.
He took my video. It is posted on his political page, which I, absolutely gave him permission. But I wrote that. I didn't. He didn't give me anything to say. The only thing I asked him is, yes, I'm happy to do this. Is there anything you want me to make sure that I focus on?
Yeah.
And the only thing he told me is, take a look. Do a quick search on what's going on in Champaign County currently with our financial system and our auditor situation. Yeah, go from there. So, I mean, he did give me a little bit of direction in that, there are some things going on in that area right now where they need a change. They need, Jack Nicholson. This is a line I love to quote. Jack Nicholson in Batman with Michael Keaton. Fantastic line. Do you remember it? This town needs an enema.
No, I was like, have you ever danced with the devil in the pale moonlight?
That's a fantastic line as well. But everyone seems to forget about the other.
Yeah,
I love that line.
I don't remember that line. I'm not going to lie to you.
You got to go watch that film again.
Yeah.
It is a great film. It is an underrated superhero film.
Yeah, I mean that was one of the like the first good ones.
I mean, Superman was good.
Oh yeah,
With Christopher Reeves.
Yeah, but like as far as like it
It
wasn't.
was the first good.
It wasn't.
Dark.
Yeah, it wasn't that cheesy. It wasn't that cheesy Batman.
Yeah, it wasn't the '60s with
Batman, and it wasn't that. It was
Adam West, and
it was street level. It was grimy. It was
Dark Knight.
Yeah, it was dark. It was Tim Burton. It was classic Tim Burton.
Yeah. Anyways, you got anything else fun and or exciting going on?
Nah, man. All I'm doing right now, as soon as we're done, gotta take some of these items upstairs and get the changing table set up. Gotta move some stuff around.
Well, the only other thing I'll share with you is I did recently pick up WWE 2K26.
Oh yeah.
I hadn't gotten it for the last number of years just because I got tired of getting it every year, right? Like,
yeah, there wasn't enough changes to it, but I heard this one's pretty good.
I will say, so part of purchasing 26 is it came with 25 as well.
Oh, nice. Okay.
And as soon as you, so I pre-ordered. So as soon as you pre-ordered, you got access to 25.
Oh, that's cool.
I was playing 25 for a week or so leading up to when 26 became available, and I will say that like 25 to 26, I wouldn't say is a significant jump. I will say from a graphics perspective, it is very clean.
Yeah,
there is a lot less glitchiness, especially when it comes to doing moves. And but there is still some. It's not, especially like going from the top rope to like ringside and stuff like that. There's still some glitchiness. I don't know if they'll ever be able to get that right. But I would say the different modes. So the showcase mode with CM Punk is very enjoyable. Reliving some of the matches that he had, living out matches, dream matches that could have happened in the 10 years he was away, but just never happened because he was gone. There's also some matches where one of the matches, and spoiler alert, that he does is he rehashes the Montreal screw job, except it's CM Hart. So it's basically him as Bret Hart coming out, and you rehash the Montreal screw job. You have Bret Hart's maneuvers and everything, but you are CM Punk.
Huh.
And you're in Bret Hart's attire. So it's kind of funny. The other interesting thing about Showcase mode this year is they offered a way to just skip it all. If you really don't want to go through Showcase, you could go through a 20-man gauntlet on hard. And if you somehow get through that, then I tried. I was like, okay, I'm going to try this just because I want to see. Unfortunately, the 3 times I tried, and I've looked it up, and this isn't necessarily normal. The 3 times I tried it, all 3 times, the first person to come out was the Fiend Bray Wyatt, which you might recall.
Yeah, he was like unbeatable.
Yeah, pretty like unless you're Seth Rollins in Hell in a Cell, I guess. But yeah, so I every time I would go to do a signature move or a finisher, he'd reverse it, and I could get past him, but I would be so beaten and everything that I couldn't get past another like 2 or 3 guys.
Yeah.
So I was just like, forget it. I'm just going to go through the whole showcase, which was fun. I would have eventually done it anyways. But if you can get through the 20-man gauntlet on hard, you can unlock everything that you're given in the showcase without having to go through the showcase.
Oh, I mean, yeah, that's kind of cool. But at the same time, like, definitely, I'd hope it would be, definitely hard to do. So, yeah.
And then I will say, like, creating superstars, there are so many more things compared to, like, I don't know, 4 or 5 years ago, last time I got one. Like all the different moves from all the different angles and positions and situations.
Yeah.
They finally did do some cool stuff where you can like tie up and you can push the guy into the corner instead of having to like Irish whip him into the corner.
Oh, nah.
So there are some cool things that they've really enhanced and improved. So I'm now doing My Rise, right, where it's like, you know, you create your own character and go through a story mode, if you will.
Right.
So I'm going through that right now, and I'm
From-
doing it full heel the whole way.
NXT to
That's not necessarily how it goes.
oh, really?
It is the concept is you're actually a returning superstar who's been gone for a few years.
Oh,
So you're returning the Monday after Raw, and
you mean after Mania?
I'm sorry, yes, the Raw after Mania. I finished my soju. So you're returning the Raw after Mania, and you can choose, you know, were you gone because you were spending time with your family? Were you gone because you were injured? Were you gone because you went to work for a rival promotion? So you can choose, and it does affect. So far, where I'm at, like there have been probably 3 or 4 times where it's been referenced. I chose to be out because of an injury, and it's been referenced. Yeah, I remember when you were gone because you were being a sissy trying to pretend like you were still hurt. Like it plays out. It has long-term effects.
Nice. That's kind of cool.
But I'm going full heel. I just was like, why not? I don't normally do that. I normally go face.
Is that an option, or is that just like
So there are different decision points throughout where you decide you could change, you could turn back to face. But in the very beginning, you do choose, like, you know, something happens and you have to decide, am I going to go face or am I going to go heel? And I decided to go heel. And then there have been 2 other times since then where I could have turned if I wanted, but I've chosen to stay heel because I want to play it heel the whole way and see how it goes.
yeah, I feel it.
And then I'll go back and replay it and go face the whole way. And then, you know,
Maybe switch it up.
no, because I my gut tells me if you switch back and forth, there's probably no difference versus just doing heel all the way and then face all the way.
Yeah, I feel it.
I could be wrong, but
Right.
I don't think they have time because they did set it up for a male and a female, different stories.
Oh,
So
good.
I can't imagine they created that many different decision branches.
True.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I was always I was talking to somebody about that the game, and I was saying, you know, it'd be really cool if, you know, you could submit, you know, you can submit your own storyline type things into the game, you know, like just for personal use or whatever, or have it in like it could be in a gallery where people could be like, oh, that story sounds dope, and you know, download it that way. But yeah, I mean, that would be too much work. But
You know, I don't know if you remember, there was Star Trek Online, and
Yeah.
I used to play that a long time ago. It's still around to this day. And I remember it was probably about 4 years in to after it released, and they actually rolled out a mode where you could create and develop stories. And, you know, obviously there were certain limitations, but you could, you know, say, okay, you have to go to this planet in this sector, and this, now you lay out, okay, you're on the planet, then this part you're in space, and you could put in the dialogue that you wanted to have happen. And people were spending countless hours building out these stories, and some of them were like, you know, an episode from TNG or an episode from the original series or whatever, and you could build it out and, you know, to a degree, rehash it, right? So, I mean, it's not outside of the possibility. It's a lot of programming and a lot of time and love has to go into it. And with a series like WWE 2K, where it's every year they're doing a new rollout, they're not going to do that. If it was a once every 5 to 10 years they came out with a new iteration, I could see that. And that probably, I hope, will happen at some point. when it comes to all sporting type games, instead of annual releases, just do one release, like do a really good game, and then update the rosters.
Yeah.
Because you don't need new mechanics every year.
No, it's I mean, just because sometimes that's what gets lost, is that, you know, it becomes like, wait, I got to learn why did you change the configuration or whatever type deal.
Mm-hmm.
Like I remember, like, yeah, I don't know if you remember back in the day, the ones that, like, when Acclaim had the wrestling games, and it was like you were basically out there doing like Street Fighter combos just to be able to do a finishing move, to do a finisher. You had to up, down, you know, left, right, you know, A-B type stuff. And it was like, yo, what? I don't like, huh? Like, I remember I had to go get the book that had all the moves, and I barely was.
Yeah, because that was back when they were making it like Mortal Kombat and Street
Yeah.
Fighter. And I mean, you know, out of one side, I do like that the games now have so many capabilities, right? There are combos, right? When you think about some of the wrestler move sets, like they do this hit, and then this maneuver, right? Where if all I had to do was, you know, grab an A and it does that whole thing, I don't think that's as cool.
No, I mean, I definitely, you know, like you can, like that's one of the things in the tutorials they set up, you know, you can learn, okay, this is, you know, how do I, and they kind of walk you through in some cases, like, you know, now this plus this plus this, you know, this plus this does this type deal. So I do dig how they do that.
Absolutely. You got anything else?
Oh man.
Well, let's shut her down.